Welcome to 5 and 15, where we spotlight the people making an impact in and around Barstow Community College. Today, we're joined by Juan Rivera, the new Executive Director for Vibrant Villages Barstow. Mr. Rivera brings over 30 years of leadership experience across government, education, and the nonprofit sector. He also serves as Vice President of the U.S. Marine Corps Mounted Color Guard Association and has been a trustee on the Barstow College Foundation Board since 2021. In addition to his deep community involvement, Mr. Rivera is a certified community impact specialist and a governance, risk, and compliance professional, with additional certifications in nonprofit management, fundraising, and financial oversight. I'm extremely happy to have him here with us today. And with that said, let's get started. So Juan, great to have you here. First question. You're stepping into this role with over 30 years of leadership experience. And for those who are just getting to know you, tell us more about your story and what drew you to Barstow and Vibrant Villages Barstow.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you, Dr. Bagg, for the opportunity to share information with the community. I think this 5 and 15 is an awesome platform to get information out to not just the students, but also the community. I know quite a few folks out in town that actually checked the website out just specifically to see how this 5 and 15 is going to impact them this week. So thank you again for the opportunity. With regards to my story with being in Barstow and journey to Vibrant Villages, my journey, I came here as a Marine in 1987 and as a military policeman. And once I finished, I was at the end of my tours. And so I got out of the Marine Corps and actually the next day I was working federal service for the Marine Corps as a civilian employee. And what I had a choice actually when I got out to leave and return back to New York or New Jersey, but I chose to stay here. And personally, my journey's always been centered around being of service, whether the service was in the Marine Corps, the federal government, or nonprofit leadership. But what drew me to Barstow or kept me in Barstow was actually the authenticity of the community. They're about as genuine as you're going to get, hometown America feeling and vibe that got to get from here. And, I only saw that growing up on television sitcoms. I never knew that it really existed. So
Right.
it was very warm and I was very attracted to that. And I could see myself staying here for long term. When I first connected with Barstow Community College, I immediately recognized that this institution happens to be the heartbeat of the region of the high desert. And so Vibrant Villages itself, the project, the initiative, aligns perfectly with my own personal goals and mission of helping communities grow stronger. I just love making an impact in other folks' lives, right? No matter what that may look like. And so in this particular case, it's through access, wellness, and opportunity to health, food, economic, workforce development. And what excites me most is we're not just creating programs here. We're actually building a long-term foundation for health, dignity, and belonging for the folks of Barstow.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. Great response, Juan. Thank you for sharing a little bit. And I love hearing how you were drawn to Barstow and chose to be here, chose to stay here, and have stayed here for all these years, contributing so much. So second question, Juan, Vibrant Villages builds on the college's commitment to wellness and basic needs support. When you think about wellness in a community college setting, what do you want students and community members to experience as these programs grow?
Well, first of all, when I think of wellness, especially in a college setting, I think about the whole person, right? So people sometimes think of wellness or their health pertaining to, the blood pressure, the glucose check, so forth. But here, you can't grow academically at a college if you're hungry, if you're constantly stressed out about bills or not feeling supported or feeling a little bit of disconnection, right? So as Vibrant Villages grows, I would like to see the students and actually the community members to experience consistency, knowing
Mm,
that they can rely on not just Vibrant Villages, because to be honest with you, there's a lot of NGOs, nonprofits,
mhm.
faith-based organizations, the college itself, Magali Rojas, director of Basic Needs Center. There are a lot of community that's trying to ensure that resources are there. So the first thing I would like the students to know is that through Vibrant Villages, you can depend on consistency, knowing
Mm,
that you can rely on us week after week. Another piece I would say would probably be dignity. Uh, when you come, and you're receiving resources, that's what they're there for. What you don't, you have, I want you to feel welcomed, not judged when they need support.
right, right.
Also to have a connection, right? That especially those that are volunteering through Vibrant Villages, that I want them to feel that they're part of something bigger than
Mm,
themselves, and making an impact in other people's lives.
yeah, yeah, great. Thank you, Juan.
And one final thing I'd like to mention, Dr. Bag, is that I highly encourage the students, the community at large, to actually visit the Vibrant Villages website on the Barstow College website. We're down on the right-hand side of the first page you get to. And as soon as you hit the Vibrant Villages link, there is a survey at the top of the page. And we really, really could use folks to start populating the survey, because what it'll do, it'll direct our efforts to where the community wants our efforts to go. And so, yeah, if I can just relay that, barstow.edu, and on the front page there, Vibrant Villages, if you can hit the survey, those that are watching this presentation, I greatly appreciate that.
Great, thank you. So Vibrant Villages has expanded a weekly food distribution, as you know, every Monday with the High Desert Second Chance and a network of local nonprofits. And it's now reaching military families at Fort Irwin even. What made you focus on building a standing weekly program, and what's been most important in making those partnerships work?
What got me to focus on it was the need, right? So there was a an opportunity, I call it, because the weekly distribution kind of went to the wayside for a moment. And what sometimes people don't realize is that what may be uh, weekly distribution not happening for a week or 2 weeks may seem insignificant to a big picture for those that have, but for those that are dependent upon a day too many.
Right.
So what's important there is that the agencies have access to healthy foods, whether it's produce, fruits, meats, dry food, dry produce. I mean, dry cans, canned food. That's what relieves the stress and pressure from those that they're serving, the constituents that are coming to them. So if we're able to provide some kind of stress relief to the community that's impacted by this, it makes a great deal. The other thing that makes this work is the partnerships between the High Desert Second Chance. Again, I keep referencing Miss Magali Rojas, the director of the Basic Needs Center. It's these partnerships, and to include the agencies that are being served. Uh, it allows us to serve people together than more than we could have done individually.
Right.
Oh, and
Right.
with regards to Fort Irwin, that's especially meaningful to me as a
Yeah.
Marine veteran, that supporting the military families is really personal for me. And so these partnerships allows us to extend the college's reach far beyond the local community here. And I'm fully aware that the college has satellite sites at Fort Irwin with regards to education. Now I'd like to consider that we also have satellite sites in Fort Irwin for food distribution as well.
Yes, definitely. Yes. Thank you, Juan. On the topic of this food distribution, as you know, because you helped to organize this, the BCC student volunteers helping to organize and deliver food each week. So Juan, what have you seen students take away from being part of this work, and how do you want the college's role in Vibrant Villages to grow moving forward?
First and foremost, I really have to give kudos, give a shout out to James Stelino, the athletic director here at the campus. He's been extremely supportive, especially with the student athletes. They've been contributing, and Monday mornings around after a weekend is, the last thing we're thinking is rolling out of bed at 6:30, 7 to go move boxes out of a cold truck. But they're there. They're
Yes.
there, and they're actually they're very energized, believe it or not. The students have been incredible. What they're doing is they're not just moving boxes. They're actually developing this leadership, teamwork, communication skills. And at the end of the day, there's a community responsibility that's being inherent to the actions that they're doing.
Right.
So I've watched the students who were quiet at first, and now they're growing into this confident organizer who takes ownership of it. So it's very pleasing to see.
Love it. Love it. Juan, last question. Can you share a recent moment of inspiration you've experienced while doing work at Barstow? It's probably a lot of things to choose from, but does anything come to mind that you'd like to share?
Um, there was one of the Mondays, one of the distribution Mondays, an agency shared with me that they had a mother of two come up to them and say that how thankful they were for the Monday food distribution program because she actually did not have to choose between purchasing groceries or purchasing gas to get to work.
Wow.
And so, and I'm so appreciative of the agency relaying that information back that I'm able to share with, again, the students, right?
Right.
Let them know that their efforts are, with how far their reach is. Um, but again, it just reminds me how small, consistent acts can make an impact, a ripple in a pond, right?
Yeah.
It has far-reaching impact on those in the community, especially those that are in need.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that. Very inspirational. Juan, that's it with our questions. I just want to personally thank you for your commitment to Barstow in so many ways. You inspire me when we're meeting and we're talking about vibrant villages and how we can look at the whole community of Barstow. The college is a part of it, but we're part of that bigger community, and you have helped to gel and cement those partnerships to do more than what we could ever do alone, as you've mentioned. So on behalf of the college and on behalf of the community, really, Juan, you're just a fabulous person, and your spirit is so rich and giving, and thank you. And there's so much more that we're going to do together, and I really appreciate that.
I believe that, Dr. Bag. Thank you, because you're one of the champions of the community, and I appreciate you greatly. So thank you.
Thank you. We do this work together. Juan, thank you so much. So I just got to say, we could talk forever. Maybe we can do this again, but that's a wrap on this
All right.
edition of 5 and 15. Thanks again, Juan, for sharing your insight on Vibrant Villages, your dedication to the Barstow community. Everyone, to learn more about what's happening at Barstow Community College and across the region, visit our college website and follow along on social media. See you all next time.